What's happening, friends? It is Friday, October 30th, 2020. Tomorrow is a full moon. It's Halloween. It's days before the election, and madness and lunacy is running rampant. And we're all feeling the weight of it. We're all feeling that stress bearing down on us with just the weight of the world, the social injustice, the social unrest, the coronavirus, all the things are in our brain, and we are all struggling just to maintain some sense of normalcy, some rhythm to our day and what we're doing, and to try to not lose our ever-loving mind. Now, as we get into the topic for today, please do keep in mind that much of what I'm going to be discussing, based on the question that I got for today's topic, is absolutely just my personal opinion and personal experience. Mental health is way outside my scope of practice, way outside my expertise. I'm a fitness person. I am not a mental health expert. So as I get into talking about some of this stuff, understand that, number one, I am absolutely not against Western medicine. I am pro-vaccination. If you are taking like antidepressants or whatever and working with your doctor, I totally support you. I'm not one of these people that says like, oh, don't take antidepressants, just go out into the woods. Sometimes the woods ain't enough to fix your hormonal chemical balances. I get that. But as I'm speaking, understand I'm also speaking from the standpoint of somebody who is dead set on trying to fix my own mental health issues with fitness and with self-regulating things that don't involve prescription medications. So it's not that I'm anti these things, and if that is your path, like I said, I support you. But let's get right into it. What benefits does better nutrition and exercise have on our mental health? The benefits are profound and many, so I can't really get into detail with all of these here. There are so many benefits to exercise. Think about this. They've been trying to come up with a pill to replace exercise since they've been coming up with pills. If scientists could have come up with a pill that gave you all the same benefits as exercise, you're darn right they would be selling the crap out of that to everybody by now, but they just can't do it. There's so much different things that happen in the body when you move, when you breathe heavy, when you are physically exerting yourself, that you just can't pack it into a medication. So even if you are on medication, should you still do exercise? Yes, absolutely. But I will tell you to check with your doctor more regularly. It is not uncommon, and this is not only with mental health medications, but also with other physical health medications, such as things being taken for diabetes and heart conditions and what have you. If you are beginning a health and exercise and a nutrition program, make sure to make more regular doctor visits and keep your doctor in the loop of what's happening, because it has happened many times with clients of mine that if they do not check in with their doctor regularly enough, they can have adverse side effects, because as you lose body fat, as you start getting better hormone regulation from the exercise, your need for the medication may change. Your dosage needs may change. So keep that in mind. Check with your doctor regularly. Okay, so the question one of the questions I got today was, how do you stay so cheerful? How are you so on all the time? And spoiler alert, I am not. Okay. And I've gotten better over the years, but I definitely I have a very dark sense of humor. I've got a very dark side of me, and that kind of keeps me level-headed. But I will say that I was in a space in my life before I got into fitness and exercise where I was very regularly having uncontrolled hyperventilating, heart racing kind of panic attacks crop up at just random times, like in the grocery store, while driving the car, going for a walk. It would just creep up on me suddenly and unexpectedly and be really, really bad. Now, once I started exercising regularly, did it go away magically like this? No, it did not. But I would notice that the times in which it would happen were fewer and fewer in between, farther and farther apart. And that is to me in and of itself worth the benefits of exercise and better nutrition. Now I was doing both in conjunction, so it's impossible for me to tell you which played the bigger role. The reduction in body fat and the better nutrition, or the exercise. If you are doing them independently of one another and you've had personal experience with this, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. But everyone I work with is generally doing these in conjunction with each other as complementary things. And oftentimes when people get into a health and fitness routine, they're thinking about it more in terms of for vanity reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. Your vanity is valid, remember that. But if you are getting into it for looks, for like, oh, I just want to fit into my clothes again, this kind of thing, take a journal of also your mood and how you're feeling. You may be pleasantly surprised at how mood elevating it is over time. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make during their exercise journey is when they do have a bad day, when they're feeling bad, they skip their workout. And honestly, I recommend the absolute opposite. There have been times where I was just having an absolute shit day, and I'm talking like family tragedy kind of days. And I still went to the workout, and I would work out with, my trusted friend, or, in a group. I wouldn't work out by myself on those days. And even though I felt totally sad and like crap going in, and I didn't feel happy coming out because, I had legit reasons to feel bad. Not that having, random sadness isn't legitimate, but I'm saying even in times in my life where there was actual things happening that would make anybody sad, I found that doing the exercise, while it didn't eliminate the sadness, it reduced the stress, okay? Because there's this compound thing that happens when you have tragedy in your life, and it's this compound of stress and sadness together, right? And when you can eliminate some of the stress, the physical part at least, by exerting yourself and breathing heavy and getting the blood flowing, and getting those hormones going, and getting some dopamine and some synapses firing, a couple of things happen. Number one, if there is a problem that you can actually solve, something you have control over in the situation, you will be more clear-headed after the workout. You'll be able to think more logically, and you may be able to think through the problem better if it's a problem you can actually solve. And not all problems can be solved, right? If it's a problem you can't solve and it's just something that sucks that happened, you will at least have reduced your physical stress and feel better coming out of that workout, and feel more level, more release, more decompressed. And frankly, personally, I would rather feel just horribly sad than also sad and anxious and like, I'd rather just be than right? So it definitely makes a difference for when you're in that moment to be able to do that. Now, I know that not everyone is fortunate enough to have a supportive community where you would feel comfortable working out under those conditions. If you go to like a big chain gym, something like that, you may feel very like there's too many eyes on you, that people are going to think you're weird if you start crying during the workout. And even the workout itself can be an amazing, it does something to you when you're working out, and especially when you're heavy lifting. It gets into that primal piece of you, deep into your nature, where it does relieve a tremendous amount of stress. More than one occasion, multiple times throughout my career as a personal trainer, I've been working with somebody who, they're not having a bad day, okay? Everything is good. They're having a good workout. Everything is fine. They do a heavy squat, and after doing a real heavy squat and re-racking it, they just get this emotion, and more than one time, men, women, will cry after doing a heavy squat. And it's not that they were injured, and it's not that they don't know why. And I said, you know what, it's okay. It happens more often than you think. Why it happens, I am not entirely sure. This is one of the mysteries and the magic of my world. And if anybody has the scientific explanation for this, I would love to hear it. But as far as I can tell, it is a positive release of potentially pent-up emotion that is deep within us. stress, that gets released through that deep physical activity that requires those deep muscles to get in there and do their dang thing. So there's a lot of benefits to exercise. Now, this has been a rough year for everybody. I've had to make so many changes to my business this year. I've had to lay off employees, which was like the most heartbreaking part for me, because they're like my family and my friends. Like, you know, I don't have a big circle of friends. I'm an introvert by nature. So the whole issue of 2020, having to restructure my business, having to give up my physical location, having to change everything that I do and multiple systems and try to still maintain some kind of a membership, and then developing new ways of doing things, and still providing outstanding services. It was a lot of stress. And I will tell you that if I'm being honest, this year, those panic attacks, those anxiety attacks that I used to have way back when, they started to creep back. And I will tell you that part of the reason why, I'm quite sure, is because although I was physically active through this time, I absolutely let my nutrition go to... Okay, I gained a lot of weight this year, like many people did, because I was, in a sense, self-medicating with food. Right? I was eating lots of sugar. I was falling back on that habit, because what's one surefire way to feel better fast is having sugar, right? So I was eating a lot of sugar, drinking beer. Not every night, but enough where it started packing on the pounds again, and definitely getting that weight back on and being the heaviest I've been in probably, 12 years. I'm like the heaviest I've been in 12 years this year. That has definitely had a notable impact on my mental health as well. Not because I care about what I look like necessarily. It's, there is certainly some pressure with my job to look the part of a fitness person, and most people believe that fitness people should be skinny. But I run a body positive gym. I don't feel like, I don't feel the same kind of pressure as maybe a lot of other personal trainers do in their profession to look a certain way. However, I will tell you that having that extra weight on, it not only impacts performance. Obviously, I have to be much more cautious with jumping activities, with high impact activities, which is part of the classes that I coach. I do have to be much more cautious with those things and not overdo it, because I have all that extra weight pounding down on those joints. But also, I have to be aware of the fact that at this point, I have to be aware and acknowledge the fact that it has had an impact on my mood regulation, having this extra weight, whatever it does to your body hormonally. And this is one of the things that that I think is worth acknowledging for people who are trying to come to terms with body image and reconciling, like, being an overweight person and wanting to get into better health and fitness. A lot of the people that I work with have come from sort of the body positive community, where the messaging is, and this is a good message, I don't disagree with it, love yourself as you are, full stop. Great message. It is fantastic, and I fully agree with that. The problem, I think, comes in where they feel like once they've done that, then they're not allowed to change. But the honest truth is, as humans, we have the luxury to change our mind, to change our hair, to change our body, and we're constantly changing whether we want to or not. Every new thing we learn, every new day that we age, we are changing. You're not the same as you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You're just not the same person. And I think that's a beautiful thing, going through those changes. But it is disorienting, right? Going through change is disorienting. So when you're coming from a space of, I need to love myself as a fat person, and then you're trying to make those changes, I think it can be very disorienting and very frustrating. Again, it comes back to having that real supportive community, people who can actually say to you, like, hey, look, we're just going to do our best one day at a time, and if you have to come to the workout and cry during the workout, so be it. Like, we're all human. It's fine, right? At least you made it there. You moved. You're doing things for yourself. So I know I'm kind of randomly talking about a lot of different subjects in this live. But I will tell you that from personal experience and from working with many, many other people, that yes, physical exercise, better nutrition has a profound impact on your mental health, wellness, all these things. And I would say that from my own personal experience, weight loss does as well. Now, as far as like, would it solve something like clinical depression? Hell if I know. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. And I personally have never been diagnosed with either an eating disorder, nor depression, anxiety, that kind of thing. Although I suspect that if I had gone through the process of working with a medical professional or a psychiatric professional, that I would likely have at various points in my life been easily diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and eating disorder. I don't feel that I am in a space where I'm out of control of any of those things anymore in my life. However, it's been a rough year, and for anyone out there who's maybe struggling with this right now and trying to figure out how do I take just that one next tiny little step towards pulling my sanity back from this train wreck, nonstop year where everything just seems to be going to hell. And maybe you're in a similar situation as I am, where you basically like lost your job or had to completely change the way in which you work, had to, I'm going to be moving soon. Like, I mean, everything is just so up in the air. If you're looking for one thing that you have control over, I will tell you, you have control over physically moving your body. Okay? That is yours. So that is yours. Own that. Anytime you feel out of control of your life, understand that you absolutely have the power to physically move your body, and it's nobody's business for them to tell you like what kind of mood you have to be in to get that done. One of my absolute pet peeves is this notion that people have to be like all peppy and cheery and be in a good mood to go work out. It's like, no, the workout is like the medication in some respects, right? In other words, you don't take a antidepressant only when you're feeling good enough to take it, right? You don't say, oh well, I'm too depressed to take the antidepressant. You say, I'm going to take it so I feel better, right? It's the same thing with exercise. You don't have to be in a good mood to do the exercise. You do the exercise so that you feel better, so that you do de-stress, decompress. And yeah, sometimes you're going to cry when you work out if you're in a really rough patch. I give you permission as a fitness professional, not a health professional, but as a fitness professional, I give you absolute permission to cry during your workout if you're having a bad day. It's fine. It's fine. And I support you. And just get that body moving, because the benefits that you will feel from doing this, from moving your body, from just getting started in any way, shape, or form are profound. Make some time for it. Set an alarm. Drag yourself up off of the couch or out of the bed or out of the whatever funky spot you're in and say, okay, I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other, and I don't have to be happy about it. Nobody says I have to be happy about it. I could be a grumpy bitch about it. It's fine. It's fine. So I hope to see you in one of my classes. If you're a member of the Nerd Gym, you know what's up. And I hope that you will feel good and better every time you come, and it will snowball, and you're just going to feel better and better and less stressed and more in control of your body and your life and yourself as we go. If you would like to start a journey like that with me, the website, www.thenerdgym.com, you can go ahead and sign up for a membership there, or just drop a comment down, and I do read the comments on YouTube here. Let's see, the YouTube. So go ahead and click like, subscribe, click the bell icon, all that good stuff. If you didn't like this, give me the thumbs down so I know it. Say, stop talking about mental health issues. You got no business here, Melanie. But I do appreciate you sticking with me and listening to the video. And if you've stuck with me this long, chances are you know that feel. Okay, so definitely get moving, enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy it, that's okay too. Just get moving anyways, and you'll feel better for it in the long run. All right, until next time, my friends, have a lovely day and a happy Halloween. I'll see you tomorrow.